Another great speaker. I'm delighted to see she has joined us on the screen. This is Emma Boylan from Outside the Box. Emma is, and I got quite excited, Emma, when I read your bio. It said, Emma helps clients to stand out, reach their ideal client, and you've put many clients on a faster path to more money by doubling and tripling their income. So that all sounds very exciting and very promising. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you take over, and then you have 30 minutes. If you want to leave time for a couple of questions at the end, please do. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, do feel free to pop any little questions in the function there on screen before you. So good morning, Emma. Welcome. You can hear us okay and see us okay?
I can. Good morning, Ruth. Thank you.
So
that is what I do, but today I'm here to talk about LinkedIn. Obviously, LinkedIn is a tool I help clients do that through as well. But specifically, I teach LinkedIn as well to graduates. So people who are either coming out of college, or even people who are in careers that they want to move to a different career as well. So I'm going to share my screen and share my PowerPoint with you guys. So you can find me on all the social channels, but basically, yes, I help business owners attract their ideal client and make more money. My company is actually called Outside the Box. So when I was around 18, I read a book on the psychology of shopping. So why do people why do they put the milk and the bread at the back of the store? Because they want people to walk to the very back, so they'll walk through everything else. They put the sweets at the front, so people will be enticed to buy those sweets on an impulse buy. They put the dearest items at eye level, the things they want you to buy. All of it is designed by a psychologist, and I thought that was super interesting. And I kind of did a lot of different things within my career. You know, I went and did counseling for a while, and I worked with the Samaritans, and I volunteered in different places, and I asked around, like, what was it like to be a psychologist? What was it like to be a marketer? And I always knew I wanted to come back to the marketing and psychology bit of it, the selling and psychology. And I did a degree in psychology and went on and had a quarter life crisis and went acting for a year. And then I kind of came back to, right, I really want to marry these two things. So I started working with the Chamber of Commerce in Donegal. And I could see, I was doing a postgrad in public relations and marketing at the time as well to mesh those two things. And I could see a lot of businesses doing the same thing, you know, boring kind of marketing. They didn't want to stand out. They didn't want to be different. And I really wanted to work with people who could stand out, who wanted to be different. So hence why I called my business Outside the Box. And I was always like this little kid here. So I always knew I wanted out. I wanted to start my own business, and I wanted something different for myself. So I literally got on the phone, got a couple of clients, left that job on a Friday, started Outside the Box on Monday. That was actually 10 years ago on the 11th of February this year. And since then, I've worked with everything from politicians to beauticians and everything in between, basically helping them stand out. So today we're going to talk about how you can stand out on LinkedIn. So what is LinkedIn? Basically, is it like a Facebook for old people? How does it actually work? There is so many users all over the world in LinkedIn, but especially in Ireland, and it's just going up and up and up. So if you want to connect with people, it is an amazing, especially, you know, people, recruiters, if you want to connect with HR managers, people who are actually hiring in the companies you want to work with, LinkedIn is a direct route to them. You don't have to walk into the business. You don't have to leave in a CV. You can literally connect with them here. It's also a very passive tool, so they can be looking at your profile. You can connect with them, you can be posting, you can do certain things, and they can actually watch what you're doing as well. So you get a better connection with those types of people. It's also a great way to be found online. It's just a brilliant tool for in your job search. So people use it for different things. Today, we're going to talk about your personal profile. So you can have company profiles as well, but personal profiles, you can post personal updates, and we'll talk about what to post and what not to post. You can get visitors to your blog posts or things that you're doing. You can become a thought leader in what you're doing. So if you want to get into, let's say, marketing or pharmaceutical or something like that, and you start posting ideas about that or your blogs about it, people start to think, this person really knows what they're talking about. I'd love to have them in our company. So becoming an expert in your area, your own personal brand on LinkedIn. Also, as I said before, building relationships. So it's online networking, connecting with those businesses you want to work with, those HR managers, recruiters. And again, a constant reminder to your connections about your presence. So that you're that you're there, that you're maybe doing a new course, that you're at this careers fair, and we'll talk again about what to post. Individuals and companies use LinkedIn for different things: job searching, hiring, company research, connecting with people. It's your online CV, but it's even more than that, because you can update it all the time. You can be a bit more personal on it. You can really show your personality. And it's really important for visibility online. So you can guarantee if you apply for a job, they are Googling you. Who is this person? And what do you want them to see? Do you want them to see the pictures of you in the night out and on Facebook or whatever? Or do you want them to see a real professional version of you? And that's where LinkedIn can be super important. So if you Google your own name, might be the first thing to do, what is coming up? And if you have a LinkedIn profile and you're active on it, that's usually the first thing that comes up, because it's updated all the time. Google likes it. So we're going to go through each kind of section of the profile, the front profile. The first, and if, like I'm saying, when people are searching your name, if it's only half filled or you don't have a picture, they're not going to go into it. They're not going to find out more about you, but they will find you somewhere. So make sure that you look good online for a potential recruiter. So you wouldn't give half a CV. So why not complete that LinkedIn profile? So if anybody connects with me and it's just a shadow, it's not actually a picture, there's no actual information, I don't really like connecting with those types of people, because I'm like, who is this? I don't really know who's behind this. So don't try and fill it out as best as possible. It looks better to the people who are viewing it, and potential employers, you'll not miss out on those people that maybe come across your profile and they haven't seen the best of you there. HR people and recruiters use LinkedIn, and they use it to find people like you, and they do it through keywords. So, and locations and what you're interested in, all of that. So that's why it's important to fill it out. So if you want a job in pharmaceuticals or IT or retail, make sure you have those keywords within there, that's what you're looking for, that's what you're interested in, and where. Again, we'll get into this a little bit deeper. So the first thing I just want to focus on is the profile photo. So this is like a psychological view of when people are looking at LinkedIn profiles, what they spend the most time looking at. The red is where they spend the most time looking. So the two places are the headshot and your tagline, your little bio, small little bio beside. So those are the two reasons that I know, even when someone adds me, I look at their picture, I look at their bio and say, well, I add these people. So these are the two things I really want to focus on to start with. So what should that picture look like? Now, it's different on every network, it's different from Tinder to Facebook to Instagram. LinkedIn should be super professional. It should be in your likeness and it should be only you. I always say kind of face your profile. If you're facing away from your own profile, it kind of looks like you're not even interested. It's a psychological thing. You're not even interested in what's written down there. It's a great way for people to know you when you're offline. So let's say you meet a potential employer or someone you want to connect with, you connect with them on LinkedIn, and then you go and meet them. They feel like they already know you. Like if I'm ever going to a talk or a workshop or an event and I know the speaker, I know the person running it, anything like that, I'll connect with them on LinkedIn and say, hey, really looking forward to speaking with you at the event. Really looking forward to hearing your talk at the event. And you already have that connection with people, and the amount of business I have got and the amount of job offers I've got just from doing that, it's warmer. I remember a guy, I was going to an event and I connected with him and just said, like, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the event. And when we met each other, we're like, oh, hey, it's great to trace the face. And I still do business with that guy today. He still passes me business. So obviously you would have no drinks, cigarettes, or Halloween costumes or anything like that, but you will be surprised. So, I know a girl down the country who was a florist, and she had her profile picture as a pirate. She was dressed as a pirate. That's fun. That's great. Like, she's a florist. That's fine. But if you were doing a corporate event, would you pick the pirate or someone who is professional looking? So you want that to be your best self. And I would keep it the same across all networks. So if you have a professional Twitter or you have a professional Facebook, that it's the same. If you want to be found for those, it's the same photo. This is your logo, your photo. According to LinkedIn research, profile photos with pictures are 7 times more likely to be viewed than those without. So it's really important that you have that picture there, and it has to be only you in the picture, and it has to be in your likeness. So make sure that if someone sees that picture, they know they would know you at the event. It's not too far away. It's up close. You're not like wearing glasses in that one. You don't normally wear glasses. So as an example, this would be my profile picture. Now my hair has changed even since, and I actually have a new picture to go up. But before, this was my picture. So I was completely blonde, and you would not even know that was me if I had come on here and you had connected with me on LinkedIn before. So as you change, make sure you change your profile picture, and I keep it in your headshot, just you, quite professional. Okay, so next is your tagline. So a little bit beside your name, you'll see I've changed mine a couple of times, but underneath your name or beside your name, that's where it'll be. So examples of like funny taglines, or Gordon Ray is quite possibly the only person on LinkedIn who isn't a results-oriented team player. Michael Benz, head honcho, head hunter, sometimes head shrinker. The reason I give you these examples are there's something different than just saying HR, management consultant. It actually would make you go, that might be a bit interesting. And I know when you're unemployed, it can kind of be hard to figure out what that can be. Just a simple one might be, I'm looking for opportunities in X, Y, or Z. So as soon as a recruiter sees that, they're like, okay, this is the person I need, or this isn't the person I need, or something you're skilled at. Like, I really love IT. I love fixing problems. I love being a mechanic, looking for new opportunities in, something that helps you stand out a little bit. And I see with a lot of students, it's student at, or, it's not something that's going to help a recruiter decide whether they're going to click into your profile or not. And that's really what you need to think about. If a recruiter seeing this, are they going to be interested in the profile? Am I going to look good? Am I going to stand out? So what kind of headline? Mine for a while was PR, marketing, social media, thinking outside the box. You don't have to. That was kind of my tagline for a while. Now my tagline, as you would have heard a couple of times there, is would love to help you fill your business with ideal clients and find a faster path for more money. Again, I'm not looking for recruiters. I'm looking for business owners. So I'm thinking if a business owner read this, they would want that. That's what they want. And then outside the box as well. So what is your tagline that's going to help you stand out? What is a recruiter going to read and say, this is the person we want, or at least want to find out more about this person? And the background photo as well, you can change. So you can have a profile photo and a background photo. You'll see my two different ones there. That was from one before. This is the one I have at the minute because I'm changing my brand a little bit. So you can have one that's, if it is, let's say it's a florist you want to be, you could have one with flowers in the background. If it's IT, you could have like kind of an IT picture in the background. Again, these things are going to help you stand out. A new thing that LinkedIn is doing, and I think you can actually, for the minute, you can only do it on your phone, is put up a video on your profile photo. So not everyone will have the option, and they're kind of rolling it out, but you can have a video there. I think Fato talked about this 30 to 60 second pitch. You could have your video on LinkedIn with your 30 to 60 second pitch. Again, that is really going to help people understand who you are. That is really going to help you stand out to recruiters. And I guarantee you no one else who's looking for a job, I haven't seen anyone else do it. And again, people buy people. So if they see a video, if they see a photo, if they can get a feel for you in that headshot and that bio, they can get a feel for you in a video, they're more likely to want to talk to you, to maybe engage with you. You are going to stand out. So just have a think about those things and what you could do in each. The next section is like an about section or a summary. It's kind of like the cover letter of your CV. It's 2,000 characters. And really here, I would talk about what you bring to the table, what your areas of expertise you'd love to highlight. It's like your personal elevator pitch, but bigger and longer. You can have 2,000 characters. What would recruiters want to read? What would make you different? What values do you bring to the organization? It's a great place to get your personality to shine through, but avoid kind of focusing on overused terms. So I see a lot of CVs and a lot of LinkedIn's that say I'm innovative, I'm motivated, I'm a results-oriented team player, blah, blah, blah. That's grand, but maybe give me an example of how you're motivated. I'm motivated because I get up at 6 o'clock every morning and go to the gym, or I volunteer in this business. It's something related to do what I want to do. I'm results oriented because of X, Y, and Z. I'm a team player because I worked with a team of 10 people and I helped them do this. So if you're going to use those jargon words, And these are 10 terms that have been overused by professionals, like as via LinkedIn has said this, that people are overusing these words. It's fine to use them, but give me an example of it. This is your chance to show me how you are these things. Again, it's one of the most important spots for keywords. So your bio, your summary, those are the kind of places that recruiters are going to find keywords. Break it up. No one wants to read a big block of text, so have subheaders, have graphics in there. You can add videos if you want. You can have headlines. So here's my specialities. Here's why I love what I do. And don't forget to include your contact information in the bottom of it. So a call to action for a recruiter. If you're interested in hiring me, I'm looking for jobs in X, please contact me on. Again, make sure that email is professional. It's not sexylegs03@gmail.com. It's something that's actually more professional. All of it, we want to, the whole way down of your LinkedIn profile, you want to stand out, you want to look professional, you want a whole look and feel of someone who wants to be hired, who would be great to hire. A little example here for you guys is like how you could do the summary. So the opening paragraph could be your story. What degree you're doing, or what job you're currently in, or what industry you'd love to work in, your most recent achievements or experience, and what's it contributed to what you want to do. Then maybe describe your personal work style, your character traits. Like there you could say, look, I'm hardworking, I've worked since I was X age, I've worked 3 jobs, whatever it is. And the very end, you summarize it and put your contact information and explain what opportunities you're looking for. So if you kind of follow that, and when I say your story, I'll just skip past that bit and like why you want to do what you do. So I got in this call and on this training and explained to you guys why I do what I do. Because when I was 18, I read that book on psychology. I was super interested. I could see businesses weren't doing it the same. So if you tell that story, people remember stories and they'll remember you for it. And people buy your why. So why you do what you do. So if you tell me, I just love marketing, I've loved it since the age of 8, and this is what I'd love to do, and blah, 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 I'm more likely to be like, that's a person I want to hire. That sounds like someone who's passionate about my business, about growing with me. So really your story is super important, and that's why I put it at the top as well. So make sure you update your profile as you're doing things. So, you know, if you're doing courses, or if you're doing even online mini courses, whatever it is, make sure you have those up there, because again, you want to show the best version of you. And if you change your picture, like I said, and I'm going to change mine pretty soon as well. It's hard when you like different hairstyles all the time, but make sure it's in your likeness. That's all that's important. You can also personalize your LinkedIn URL. So you'll see back here, up the top here, it says edit public profile and URL up the right hand side. If you click on that, it will allow you to change that to your name, or as close to your name as possible. Maybe someone else has your name. So I luckily got mine. If you're looking for me on LinkedIn, it's just Emma Boylan. You can search it. But change that so it looks easier to be found if someone is searching your name. There's also groups on LinkedIn, so it's a good way to get a visible presence there. You can go into marketing groups, IT groups, pharmaceutical. I keep going to the same ones. You know, any industry you want to get into, go into those groups. You can see job offers in there. You can get links to articles. You can maybe find out more information, stuff you could post on your own profile. There's a student section as well. So if you've done any courses or any projects, honors or awards you've won, organizations you're part of, all that kind of stuff. One of the most important sections, I think, is the volunteer and causes section. So LinkedIn surveys report that volunteer experience can give you the job, because recruiters consider volunteer work as equally as valuable as paid. So when I first started with the Chamber of Commerce, I was doing an internship with them. So it really shows that I was really wanting to get into marketing, was really interested in what I was doing, because I was willing to do it as an internship. And that just gives you the edge. So even if you haven't got anything yet, maybe think about doing some volunteering in the area you want to do, and then you can update your profile as needs be. Now, there's an experience section where you've put your past jobs. Now, a lot of people say to me, gee, should I put that job I was in when I was 16? You don't have to put every single job in, but the most important ones. But also if there's big gaps, maybe explain that in your summary section. You weren't in jail or anything. You were actually just, you know, you had a couple of jobs in between, but if you look at my experience, you'll see the most relevant ones. If you think some of those jobs maybe aren't relevant that you've done before, I'm sure there's aspects of them that are, where you learn teamwork, you learned how to be led, you learned how to take advice from a superior, different things like that, stuff that you're going to need in the next career you want to move into. You can also get recommendations and endorsements on LinkedIn. So these are super important as well, because people believe what other people say. So this is like testimonials from past employers, maybe people you've done courses with, people who know you really well. Try and get that up a little bit, because people really look at that to see, yes, Emma said or can do what she said she's going to do. She's hardworking, she is a team player, she's whatever else she said on this. So ask your colleagues or people you have worked with before that were very happy with you to maybe put a testimonial up there about you. There's also a skills section. So you can add different skills that you know you have. It might be copywriting, it might be origami, it might be anything. So you can put those skills up there, and then people can endorse you for those skills. They could say, yes, Emma has these skills. Also, if I put into the skills section, social media marketing, here on the left-hand side, I can see other skills related to that I can put in my own profile. On the right-hand side, I can see companies that hire people based on those skills. And down the middle here, I can see people with those skills in their profile. Now, this is a good thing to do here, is to go into other people's profiles and to see, you know, who are doing the job or to have the career that you want, and see how they got to where they are. So what courses did they do? What jobs did they work? What places did they work? You know, even message them and saying, hey, look, I really admire you and where you're at, and I'd love some advice. Would you be free for a 15-minute virtual coffee just to have a quick bit of advice? I did that to so many people, and my time coming up that really directed me into where I wanted to go. But this will give you like an in-depth look. And just be aware as well, when you are going in to someone's profile, they get a notification of that. So they might see that you're looking, not the end of the world, but just to let you know. There's also a job section. So, or sorry, if I put in marketing there, I can see what jobs are looking for people with marketing. And I can put companies, all of that. So I can actually look for jobs on LinkedIn as well. And there, something I tell a lot of clients to do is, like, let's say that's the job you're looking for there, business development manager. Look through the job description and find out if your LinkedIn profile matches what they're looking for. If they're looking for, you know, someone who's working there as well, you'll see people I know at Google. So here's the people I'm connected with who work at Google. So I could connect with them and say, look, I really love this job. Is there anyone I could connect with, or anyone I could speak to about maybe getting in? So it's also, you know, who you know, and the more connections you have, the better. A couple of statuses, do's and don'ts. So when you're posting, do share links to interesting articles, websites, you know, things that will be interesting to your network, to your sector that you're trying to go into. Post regularly. So I'd say once a week, and connect with people, but I would say quality over quantity with both these things. So make sure, like I used to connect with everybody, and now I have lots of connections that maybe don't always serve me. So maybe just be selective and be really selective with who you're connecting with. Don't look desperate. Hey, I'm still looking for a job. Anyone out there, give me one. You know, I was chatting to her at one of the last expos, and she said, I said, why don't you just put up a really exciting time at Jobs Expo? It was brilliant. Really looking forward to new opportunities coming my way. She actually has a new job now, you know, so it's about being positive on there, about posting, being active on that. I wouldn't be putting any personal things like what you have for breakfast, or that your dog's sick, or anything like that, or subjects that might be sensitive. I usually stay away from. You know, ask questions. It's not always about you talking as well. Go through other people's profiles or other people's statuses, like what they're doing, comment on it. You know, people like Microsoft, eBay, Netflix, they are using LinkedIn, Google, Facebook, they're using LinkedIn to find people like you. So make sure that you have a good profile. And there's a job section dedicated where you can actually get email alerts where jobs that you want are coming up. And you can search them like I showed you before. So research other people's career paths as well. Like I said, go through it, how did they get into the current position? What keywords are they using? What descriptions are they using? I would build a list of companies you want to work with and like connect with them, connect with the HR managers on each of their companies on LinkedIn. Get connections and build relationships, and get those good connections that once you go into a company, then you have 3 people that you connect with. When you're at this careers thing, connect with everybody that's spoken, any business people you've spoken to, any companies you've spoken to, connect with them on LinkedIn, let them see you on there as well. You can also get introductions. So if you know someone, like I said, those people had worked in Google, I can ask them to introduce me. Go into the company pages that you want to work with. So companies can have their own pages, follow them. They post job opportunities there all the time, and have your status updated. So LinkedIn would say if you share something just once a week, you're 10 times more likely to be seen by a recruiter. So just once a week, you're 10 times more likely to be seen. That's worth it, I think. Offline as well, I have it on my email signature. When I'm, again, connecting with people offline, I connect with them on LinkedIn. And then if you are giving out paper CVs, if that's still a thing, or digital, make sure you have your LinkedIn link there. So finally, LinkedIn is the most effective way you can find a job. Honestly, if it's a passive job magnet. Recruiters are watching it. They're searching for you. So connect, engage, populate your profile, and get the job you've always wanted. Guys, if you are interested, I do a one-to-one LinkedIn review, and I'll teach you how to make your LinkedIn stand out. So if you're interested in that, all you have to do is connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a message, and I can let you know all about it, how it works.
Emma, that was brilliant. Thank you so much. Again, lots of notes and scribbles been made as you were giving your presentation. They're really, really interesting stuff. And you'd imagine it's obvious not to have like sexylegs@hotmail as your email address, but I suppose some people don't even think of these things. So always good, and to leave the Halloween costume out of it when you are putting it. But like incredibly useful information there. Now, we did have a couple of questions. Would a side shot be appropriate for a profile image? So is that a kind of one of those?
No, because that's not how we come into interviews. So you want someone to recognize your face. If you might connect with someone and be walking around Jobs Expo, and they might say, "I know that person from LinkedIn." You want to say that, you want that warm, and also it's a psychological thing. If you're not even looking at me, I already am standoffish.
Okay.
People, when they see faces, that's why I always say to clients as well, when it comes to marketing, have a face in it, because people resonate with a face.
Yeah. A really interesting question from Diana. She said, what about people that have visible tattoos? So she asked, how do you think the pharmaceutical industry view this? Now, I suppose nobody's going to say straight out, oh no, we don't employ people with tattoos. But what do people need to be aware of in terms of, tattoos on their profile pictures?
Yeah, well, I'd say you be you. If you want to show your tattoos, that's the kind of employer, that you want an employer who's comfortable with that. If you want to walk around your job showing your tattoos, then have them out. But if you think that it's going to deter an employer and it's going to put them off, then cover them up. I mean, it's really a personal choice. And again, I can't say that the pharmaceutical industry says yes or no to tattoos. It's really a personal thing. But would you walk into an interview with them showing? If you would, then go ahead and put it on LinkedIn if you think that's appropriate. Yeah. But if you want to put your best self forward, and if you think that's covered up. It's a personal choice, really.
Yeah. And then Pranjal sent in a really interesting question. Hi, Emma, is it worth investing in LinkedIn Premium? If yes, then how would I effectively use it? I realize we've come to time now, but even if you had a sentence or two on that.
No. So it is if you're using it really, really effectively. So if you're using it like to get clients to do, it's not for, if you're looking for jobs, you don't need it. If you're looking for employers, if you really want to connect with someone who is like way out, you'll eventually get it. You'll find their LinkedIn. It's, unless you're using it to make money, I wouldn't be spending money as money.
And so the fact that people would be constant, and I see it constantly receive it was because you're not on LinkedIn Premium. This is just kind of trying to draw us in, so it's not necessary. And look, just a quick question then. James has asked, best way of updating or posting the online courses and certificate that one has earned. Is it the name? Is it a couple of lines? What would be the best way to?
Definitely the name, the date, and then like what you've learned from it, what you got out of it, what you could bring to a job based on what you've learned in that course. You know, so it's easy to say I've got a degree in X, but people mightn't understand what that actually means when it comes to hiring you.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. And I know if people want to look you up, you have a look at Emma Boylan outside the box as well. Emma, thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to get to hear you speak. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Ruth.
Cheers. All the best. Bye.